mali yan. Kasi, walang, ano na nga ganito lang yung humingi siya ng, they don't have a case. As simple as that. Ano lang to, all for political propaganda. There's no case. Una-una, how did they discover na nag-transfer ng confidential fund si BBM kay Sara? How did they know it? They went to the website of the OVP. Nandun, sinabi ni Franz Castro yun. Or sino yung isa? Si Brosas.
Si
Franz
Arlene
Castro.
Bros.
Arlene or whoever dyan sa kanilang ilk.
Hindi marunong mag-internet si Franz Castro, baka si Arlene.
Doon nila nakita sa OVP transparency. Una-una, if you are about to steal, why would you need to put it there? Wala talaga sila. Hello, kung magnanakaw ka, bakit ka magnanakaw ng 11? Ano lang, they don't really have a case. Ganun lang kasimple yan. Hindi to magtatagumpay. Yung ginawa nga nila kay Binay, hindi nagtagumpay. Yung kay Binay pa, may kompleto pa yun, may properties, may ganyan. Hindi nagtagumpay. They are in a state of panic. This is how they look like when they are in a state of panic. And kaya ako, ano lang ako dito, relax. Kasi wala na yan. Hindi yan, it's always going to backfire. Kasi feeling ko talaga, the real survey na nasa political operators are so damaging to them. That that bigla silang kailangan gumawa ng paraan. Wala na. Wala lang kumatin ng rally nila eh. Wala lang kumatin ng rally nila. The message is clear. The message is clear. Nagpupumilit pa sila, i-stretch pa yung crowd. Ay, hindi, marami kasi kami. Ano kami ngayon? Stretch kami sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas.
They were expecting 6 digits daw, 100,000 plus. Wala naman. They were expecting 100,000.
Wala nga. It's over. Kasi, especially, ano na tayo, nasa post Amy Marcos family na tayo.
Ms. Joey, I saw a comment na if we can discuss daw yung ginawa ng Russia, ni Putin, yung jailed, yung sentence in absentia, yung ICC judges.
Well, that's an act of a sovereign nation.
Do you think that it will help PRRD in an indirect or whatever way?
Well, it's going to hit ICC na ayan anong magagawa niyo diyan? Anong kaya niyo? 'Di ba? Ano kaya niyo gawin diyan?
Ubusin nila
diyan, 'di ba? Ano react niyo diyan? So siguro matatamaan yung credibility nila. Like, what can you do with Vladimir Putin? Nothing. 'Di ba? So lumalakas ngayon yung puntos ng mga nagki-criticize sa ICC saying that ICC is actually a political tool.
Yes.
In fact, yan nga yung pinagtatalunan ng mga international relations scholar na ang problem, 'di ba, parang maraming discussion yan 'di ba, kung ano yung problem ng ICC.
Yep.
Wala naman kasi talaga siyang wala naman talaga siyang
ipin.
Wala siyang ipin kasi wala naman talaga siyang enforcement mechanism, ganyan. So ibig sabihin, magtatakbo lang siya kapag nakikioperate yung mga bansa na part ng Rome Statute. So pag dinedma sila, what can they do? 'Di ba? What can they do? Ngayon, well, Russia is not a part of the Rome Statute. Pero kasi ang pinoproject nga nila is they are the court of last resort. In this situation, what can you do? What can ICC do? 'Di ba? Wala ka namang magagawa.
Si Trump rin, nagtathreaten ng bagong sanction sa ICC. Bagong sanction, December 10. Reuters reported, Trump is threatening new sanctions sa ICC. Talagang ubusin talaga ni Trump yung resources nila. Kasi they're now spending a lot of their resources to resist itong mga sanctions ni Trump kasi hindi sila makipag-travel. Yung mga assets ng judges nila, frozen. And hindi sila maka-transfer ng pera. They can move money around. Pero feel ko ma-offset ng EU yan eh. Kasi EU is still the top funder plus Japan. Yeah, I wanted to ask a question, Miss Joey. No, I'm sorry. This is about the signature campaign. Kasi may mga ano
Teka
dyan.
lang, bago ka pumunta dyan, pakinggan muna natin si Sas kung ano
Okay.
yung POV niya doon.
Okay.
Dun
Sorry,
sa latest ano ng ano.
Russia, yeah.
Oo. Sas, meron kang input doon.
Yeah, she's
Be.
the Rome Statute.
Mm-hmm. US threaten yung ICC sanctions unless court pledges not to prosecute Trump.
Yes, yun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ito.
Saan si Mrs.?
Ako personally, ang gusto ko talaga, ma-question yung credibility ng ICC.
Yeah.
Sa totoo lang.
Nakakaloka, napanood ko, dinagdagan pala nila ng funding yung Project Noah. 1 billion.
Wow. So, tumaas ang budget
Inaano
ng...
ko, to be honest, ano magagawa niya?
Oh.
What exactly Project Noah would be able to do?
Tapos na yung project eh. Diba? Tapos na yung hazard map eh.
What would it able to do?
Nilagyan nila ng budget yun para silang nakawin. Diyos ko.
UP.
Tapos na yung Project Noah, tapos na yung hazard map. It's already working, ginagamit na. What is the 1 billion for? Diba?
Na institutionalize sa UP, diba? Was it already institutionalized sa UP?
Anong sasabihin ko? Wala, that's expected. Yung kay Putin. I really think madidisband yung, it might happen in our lifetime na madidisband yung ICC.
Yes.
It can happen within our lifetime or it cannot.
It can happen within our lifetime. Hindi ko sinasabing next year, pero within our lifetime. Madidisband niya. Madidisband niya.
Sana nga.
Kaya ako sa totoo lang, I really wanted to go there eh. Yung questioning yung yung integridad ng ICC. Doon na dapat yung banat.
Yes.
ICC na nang pukpukin yan. Anong moral authority ninyo na maging world police when in fact you are using yourselves as a political tool? Diba? Sa mga willing makikooperate sa inyo na bansa. Ayun.
Yeah, sorry. Miss Joey, I wanted to ask one question tungkol sa signature campaign. Kasi may mga hindi na nakakaintindi from the other side na ang tingin nila, just want you to address this quickly, na ang sinasabi nila, yung signature campaign daw is not effective dahil yung Supreme Court daw, wala naman daw jurisdiction over the ICC. Hindi nila alam.
Wala naman sa usapan yung ICC sa Supreme Court petition eh.
Yeah.
Yung mga kaso sa Supreme Court are habeas corpus cases. And yung sulat sa Supreme Court pertains to the habeas corpus cases.
Yes.
So, hindi ko alam dito sa mga idiots na to.
Yeah, let's not name.
Hindi yung ICC, hindi makasali yung ICC sa usapan.
Yeah.
Diba? For all intents and purposes, okay, ang last touch kay PRRD, before siya, legal contemplation dito, nawawala si PRRD, ano? Kasi, hindi dumaan sa legal proceeding si PRRD sa Pilipinas. Kinuha lang siya, tapos dinala siya sa ibang bansa. So ngayon, for all intents and purposes, si PRRD, missing yan sa mata ng batas ng Philippine law. Kasi saan napunta yan? Diba? At ang last touch sa kanya is the Philippine government, yung team group effort.
Yes,
so ngayon, team group effort, it is incumbent upon them to explain and justify before the Supreme Court that the taking of PRRD is justifiable, is legal.
Yes.
That is the question. Okay? So if it is illegal, team group effort should bring PRRD's body back to the Philippines.
Kaya Miss Joey, hindi ko maintindihan yung mga the other side na they're posturing na sila yung guardians ni Miss Kitty, diba? Eh she is the one who is filing a case nga dun sa Supreme Court. Yung habeas corpus petition.
Oh, isa siya
sinasabotage nila.
Correct.
Yeah, he's the petitioner. And sinasabotage nila yung prayer ng nila before the Supreme Court to bring back, like what you said, to bring back the body, yung group effort, compelled. But Miss Joey, meron kasing argument, there's this argument going around na yung Supreme Court ayaw nila makialam kasi daw para some sources that claim to be close to the Supreme Court, sinasabi nila ayaw nila mag-decide ngayon na yung kaso yung mga petitions sa Supreme Court dahil ayaw nila mag-intrude doon sa separation of powers kasi yung team group effort, executive branch, at baka if mag-decide na sila sa petition, judicial overreach daw po yun. What do you say to this?
Wrong. Because habeas corpus specifically for that. Kapag merong abuses ang gobyerno na hindi maipaliwanag kung legal o hindi legal, it is the duty of the Supreme Court to decide upon it. Kapag kinwestiyon yun, kaya nga meron kang remedy na ang tawag habeas corpus eh. So yung mga ganong yung mga ganong nagsasabi, wala judicial overreach, ina ninyo, nag-aral ba kayo? Di ba? Pag hindi kayo nakapag-aral, huwag kayo nagsasalita, mga bobo. Di ba? Parang, how can it be a judicial overreach when it is an available remedy? Tinanggap nga ng Supreme Court yung petition eh.
Yeah, tinanggap nga. Yeah. Pero yung argument kasi nila is, yung delayed decision or hindi pa nagde-decide is because meron pa silang reservation na baka judicial overreach ang gagawin nila pag nag-decide.
Then they have to decide. If it is a judicial overreach, kung ganun man yung feeling ng Supreme Court, then they have to render a decision.
Yes.
Still, they are mandated by our Constitution to decide. Okay? Same rin yan eh. Pagka kunwari, di ba, may mga questions na, may mga nagpa-file ng petition sa Supreme Court. Tapos, sasabihin ng Supreme Court later on, no, this is a political question, we cannot decide on this. Okay? But still, they're going to issue a resolution, whether it is something that is within their power or not. So yung mga nagsasabi na, kayo hindi nagde-decide ang Supreme Court kasi parang feeling nila ganito. Hindi kayo si Supreme Court. Kasi kung parang sa'yo na iniisip na Supreme Court, sasabihin nyo ni Supreme Court. It is the Supreme Court who will say na, well, hindi ito sa within ng authority namin. Oh, well, judicial overreach ito. Even that, si Supreme Court ang magsasabi nun, hindi sila.
Yes.
Diba?
Yeah. Miss, may nag-raise ng comment, I think recently, matagal na to. Pero may tinatanong nila sa iyo if yung the one you wrote before, yung op-ed or whatever the post you wrote on Facebook before, na pwede yung itong China, itong Russia or any permanent Security Council member, pwede silang punta sa Security Council and they would, I don't know, raise a motion to question the legality of PRRD's arrest. I think you made the post like that, Ms. Sass. Do you still believe in the practical na pwede the China, yung permanent Security Council members like China, Russia, they can question itong ICC sa ginawa nila kay PRRD?
Ano pa ulit ng question, Daniel? Sorry. Yung question kay Sass?
Yeah. Someone was asking me about yung, I think post ni Ms. Sass, this was back in March pa po, about yung idea ni Ms. Sass that China and Russia can raise something, a point of order before the Security Council na i-question yung ICC, what they did to PRRD, ganun. And I think at best, Trump might abstain kasi sila against din sa ICC. And as a permanent Security Council. But it would, if it has to be a member, Russia and China will do it daw. So, Ms. Sass, do you still think na practical tong nito? Kasi sinabi niyo po kanina na we might see the ICC dismantled during our lifetimes. Is this a way na mag-raise any point of order sa Security Council? Is this a way for it to be dismantled in our lifetime po? Thank you.
Ngayon, Sass?
Hindi po yan overreach kasi pasok ang SC. Kung mga abuso lalo mga nasa, grabing abuso nangyari. Yeah, true.
Ayun. Sabi ni Harold Roakian, pwede po ba malaman ang goal at objective ng pirma? First and foremost po, basahin niyo yung letter kasi nakalagay po doon. Okay? Magbasa po kayo. Ngayon, since ako mong magbasa, ang gusto natin, mag-decide ang Supreme Court dun sa mga habeas corpus cases. Ultimately, mag-decide ang Supreme Court sa status ng pag-arrest kay PRRD at pagpapadala sa kanya sa ICC. Okay? Now, the legal foundation ng pag-arrest kay PRRD is the one that's going to determine on how we can bring PRRD home. Gets na, Harold? Pakinggan mong mabuti kasi ilang beses ko nang ine-explain yan. Pagkatapos pag nag-usap-usap na naman kayo ng mga kanoryan, hindi nyo na naman alam.
Well, yung new talking point nila is hindi naman daw sila against sa pagpipirma.
Against sila, sinabi na nila eh. Against sila sa akin.
Medyo shift konti sa argument ninyo. Sinasabi nila recently, I tuned in recently, sinabi ng isang member ng team nila na hindi naman kami against dun sa signature campaign, against lang kami sa kuha ng sensitive information. Yun yung latest na narinig ko.
Well, if that is the case, sabi ko nga, if they want to help the signature campaign, then tell us exactly the risk.
Yes.
Because that's how you're going to address the issue on the data privacy that they try to throw at us. So ngayon, sabihin niyo muna yung risk para ma-mitigate kung paano ba gagawin. Ganun po mag-handle ng data privacy issues. Okay? You explain to us the exact risk. Ano yung exact risk? 'Di ba? Ano yung exact risk ng process? Okay, data retention. Mahahack ba yung database? Ganyan. And explain na, walang database. There's nothing to be hacked because it's not in cyberspace. Okay, so we have hard copy. Yes, we only have hard copy. Okay, so ngayon, paano kung mapunta yan sa mga masasamang loob at kinuha nila? Okay, napunta sa mga masasamang loob. Anong gagawin ng masasamang loob? Doon sa mga information na nandun sa pinagpapapirmahan natin.
Yeah. Miss Joey, yung argument naman nila doon, they respond to that point you raised before. Sabi nila na, do you trust this information going to into the hands of Miss Joey? Na, kasi sabi daw niya, you're threatening, sabi mo, hawak ko address mo. Yun daw yung ano nila. Yung, is this a person, you trust your information? Yun yung ano. Na, because you were threatening one of the members ng team na yun.
No, I'm doing a legal threat on Edwin Hamora. Cyber libel. And I assure you, Edwin Hamora, after my case is dismissed dito sa isang kasong nakapending sa akin, you are next. Okay? And I obtain your address not through the signature campaign because the signature campaign's information is only for certain purpose. Ikaw, willingly binigay mo sa akin yung address mo before. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. And in the first place, kung hindi ka gumawa ng something illegal, ba't ka matatakot?
Tsaka, Miss Joey, I did the signature campaign nung isang araw sa PDP laban. They did not ask from me naman yung complete address. Kasi yun yung perception na ginagawa nila.
Yeah, the complete address is not necessary. Kaya ang liit ng ano dun ang liit ng space dun The complete address is not necessary. The information being asked there, the ID number and the ID use, is basically to put certain level of authenticity dun sa support mo sa letter.
Para hindi
dun yun. Diba?
Para hindi maging ghost signatory, para hindi maging
ghost.
Oo.
Kung kunwari, nagpirma ka, pinilagay mo yung pangalan mo, nagpirma ka, how are we going to verify that you really exist? Ngayon sinasabi nila, si Inday kasi hindi naman niya nilagay yung ano niya, hindi naman niya nilagay yung ID niya, ganyan-ganyan, ineme, ganyan-ganyan. Inday is verifiable. Ilagay ni Inday doon yung ID number niya o hindi niya ilagay. Inday is verifiable because she is the vice president. Kung kunwari ikaw, si Pukesa Marica, na no name, na nobody, how are we going to verify you? Diba? Yung video ni Inday na pumipirma siya in support of the signature campaign, na I'm very, very sure, million na mga taong nakakita, that should be enough to verify that Inday is supporting the signature campaign. Ngayon ikaw, hindi ka naman sikat, wala man nakakakilala sa'yo, pag nakita ng Supreme Court yung pangalan mo, sino ka? Dapat ka i-verify kung wala kang ID number. Paano kung pagdating sa random checking? Tama si Inday, yung sinabi ni Inday na hindi naman kasi i-check lahat ng Supreme Court lahat yung ID number. That's true. That's true. Hindi yan i-check lahat. Wala namang ganung time ang Supreme Court. Diba? But if we are going to assert before the Supreme Court that this is authentic support, you have to give them tools on how to verify na yung mga nagpirma dyan is legit, authentic, totoong tao. Kilala ka ba ng Supreme Court? Si Inday kasi kilala yan ng Supreme Court. O pag nakita nila yan, ito, sino ba to si Inday Sara Duterte? Si VP po yan. Ito po yung video, And I'm very sure nakita na rin nila yan. Diba? So ngayon, yung mga tangang to, yung mga tangang, hindi naman nilagay ni Inday Sara yung ID niya, ganyan. Well, we advise Inday not to kung hindi niya bet. Kasi verifiable naman si Inday. Diba? Kayo mga pokpok kayo dyan, paano kayo mabe-verify? Diba? Paano kayo mabe-verify?
Nagpadala na sila dito ng tangang emissary at Daniel Long sa katauhan ni Timbog. Yeah, I saw that. Sino kaya yun?
Si Timbog, feeling ko si ano lang rin yun. Si
Boy
Dakma. Oo. Si Boy Dakma, nagdakma ng nota ng security guard. Ayun. So yun. Yun nga sabi ko na, ngayon hindi na sila against sa signature campaign, hindi na sila ganyan-ganyan, hindi na sila. O so ngayon, ibig sabihin, gusto niyong palakasin yung signature campaign. Then, I welcome that. So ngayon, kung ang nirereklamo nyo is palakasin yung mga data privacy measures ng signature campaign, then tell us. Ano yung mga risk na gusto nyong i-address? Kasi even before we do this, we already assess the risk. Kaya nga wala tong database na electronic database. Kaya nga wala itong e-signature. Kaya nga walang online campaign. Physical lang siya. Diba? So ngayon, kung meron kayong nakikita na risk, like for example, kunwari, kaya nga nung si Timbog, di ba, tinatanong ko siya, nung sinabi niya na, paano yung license number ko ng yung driver's license number ko pag nilagay ko dyan? Tapos, merong gumawa ng driver's license of same number.
That's not possible.
Yan nga, exactly. Sabi ko ganun, hindi ba ang risk nun sa kanya? Kasi bawal yun, illegal yun. Pag ginawa niya yun. Yung risk, wala sa'yo. Diba? So ngayon, pagka ginawa yun, kunwari, kinopya niya yung driver's license mo, driver's license number mo lang naman yung makukuha niya, ano ilalagay niya doon na ibang data?
Miss Joey.
Ang sinasabi kasi nila na isa pa dyan, possible daw yung identity theft. With the data that we are collecting, signature, name, address is not even complete. Wala ngang phone number eh. How is it possible na yung data na nandun sa signature, na nandun sa how is it possible na magkaroon ng data ng identity theft? Because my position is, it is impossible to have identity theft with the data that we are collecting. So, kaya explain yung mabuti sa amin eh. If your argument is that you want to strengthen the data privacy measure of this campaign, tell us the risk so that we can mitigate it. Hindi nyo nga ma-explain yung risk.
Miss Joey,
hindi nyo ma-explain yung risk kasi pang matalino yun.
Yeah, risk assessment.
Bobo kayo lahat dyan. Diba? Paano nyo ma-explain?
Miss Joey, hindi po ba mas risky pag online signature campaign? Kasi
exactly. Kaya nga walang online eh.
Kasi pag online, may database, more like the risk for it to be hacked and fall into the wrong hands larger than if in person, di po ba?
Oo. Sabi, dapat mas maganda if kalakip ng pipirmahan may consent form. May privacy notice po dun sa baba telling you that if you are going to sign, you consent the use of the information for specific purpose. Magbasa po kayo nandun sa form. Nandun siya sa signature form. Ayan. Look nyo mga meta account nyo, mas open pa nga eh. My name, address, telephone number, pati birthday, mga bobo yung Team Almoranas. True. Ayun. So yun, when po ibibigay sa SE, sabi ni Christian NSM, well, we wanted to reach a significant number of signatory before we submitted to the Supreme Court. At the moment, we want to do it ng January. Ganon. We want to do it in January. So we want everyone to really participate and join so that makita rin ng Supreme Court yung significant number na nako-concern sa kalagayan ni PRRD. Ganyan. Ayun. Sino mag-handle ng data? What company? Wala pong company. Ang mag-handle po ng data is a person named in the instruction, named Joviel Gaban. Okay po. Yung address po na yon, siya po yung magmamanage lahat ng physical signature form na marireceive. Ayun. Wala pong company. Wala naman po tayong pambayad nun. Ayun. Tama yan, Joey, my waiver. It's not a waiver, it is consent. The entire campaign runs on consent. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, wala pong pinipilit, wala pong fino-force, wala pong violence, coercion, or whatsoever if you want to join the campaign. Okay? And in fact, yung iba na gusto nilang bawiin, pwede nyo bawiin. Strike namin out of record yung ninyo. Nagpirma kayo, binabawi nyo na. Pwede po yun.
What is this thing na narinig ko paulit-ulit? Social engineering. Ano po yun? Where is it coming from? Social
Sila,
engineering.
gawa-gawa nila. Gawa-gawa. Deceptive daw, ganyan-ganyan. Deceptive, ang klaro-klaro ng purpose.
Yung
nandun sa letter yung purpose.
Yung consent daw, yung consent daw is parang there is an aura na hindi yung informed consent na ay, yung kapitbahay ko, ay yung ka-DDS ko, pumirma. Sige, pipirma rin ako. So yung narrative nila is pressure. parang may pressure daw, ganyan. So, hindi yan yung totoong consent. You know, yun yung...
Ano yung totoong consent? How do they define totoong consent?
Kasi yung pinapalabas nila is, you're manufacturing consent by showing these personalities are signing it down. Therefore, pumirma na rin kayo. Ganun. Yun yung narrative is, you're manufacturing consent daw na, see, may famous personalities ang nagpirma, kaya pumirma na rin kayo. Yun yung thought process ng mga...
Highly speculative. It doesn't deserve an answer. It doesn't deserve an answer.
Using...
Kung ganyan ang line ng question mo, sigurado ka bang yung nanay mo? Diba? Pagka ganyan yung line of question, sigurado ka ba yung nanay mo? Sigurado ka bang yung kapatid mo yan?
Yeah.
Sigurado ka bang yung adobo ay adobo? Existential crisis na yun.
Yeah.
Diba? Ganon.
Yeah.
Kasi siguro baka hindi naiintindihan nila Boy Dakma yung consent. Kasi nga siya, nagdakma ng nota ng iba, ng walang consent. Ayun. Diba? Pagkatapos, ang sagot nito ni Boy Dakma, in the Philippines, it's normal. Yun yung sagot niya. So, kaya siguro nahihirapan siya dun sa pag-intindi ng consent. Diba? Diba? Ayan.
I don't know in the way I see it, di ba you saw my post, Miss Joy, about that? Using all these big words, wala namang laman yung argument para sa akin. Ang wala namang laman. Lalo na nung nakita ko nung sinabi niya na the petition is asserting is that the Supreme Court has nobody's making that argument na may jurisdiction yung Supreme Court sa ICC. Like what you said earlier, hindi naman responded yung ICC doon sa petition sa habeas corpus.
Oo. Hindi kasi sila nakikinig. Ang problema, nagkikriticize sila, hindi naman nila inaalam kung ano yung kinikriticize nila. Pero ito, ayan, hindi kasi niya naiintindihan yung consent. Yan. Ano to? In late March 2017, Kana alleges Hamora kissed him and the next day grabbed his hand and pulled it towards his body, causing Kana to touch Hamora's penis through his clothes. So, pinadakma niya yung chuvalence niya dun sa security guard. Ayun. Wala kasing pilitan dapat. Walang pilitan. Ayun. Inulit pa, asar na naman yun. Pasabugin natin yung niya, paputukin natin yung ugat niya. Total, ayaw niyang tumigil eh. 'Di ba? Ulit-ulitin natin. Itong kaso niya sa California, sa San Francisco, which was actually dismissed via settlement. Did you sort out the issue of consent? Napag-usapan niyo ba sa korte? Yung issue ng consent dyan. Baka kaya ka nalilito at hindi mo naiintindihan ng consent kasi nga sinettle mo lang yung kaso. Hindi nyo napag-usapan kung may consent ba o wala. Kasi kung nag-go ka sa full trial niyan, mapag-uusapan mo ang issue ng consent and you will be declared innocent altogether. Kaso sinettle nyo lang. Baka kaya ka naku-confuse kung anong ibig sabihin ng consent. Kaya ang nasabi mo na lang, in the Philippines, it's normal. Diba? During the car ride, Hamora allegedly touched Kana's leg and hand on more than one occasion. When Kana asked what Hamora was doing, Hamora allegedly responded, in the Philippines, it's normal, or words to that effect according to the suit.
Alam mo, it's strange. Kasi yung taong yan, nag-comment siya sa isang post ng ibang kasama nila about, tinanong niya, sino yung Daniel Long na yan? Tapos, one of my followers responded, Daniel Long, Chinese yan, mabait yan. Tapos, nag-reply siya, ay, walang logic yan, yung taong na yan. You don't know me, tapos all of a sudden, wala akong logic.
Ganyan talaga siya. Pretentious siya. In fact, actually, hindi naman bobo yan. Matalino naman yan. Ang problem sa kanya is meron talaga siyang attitude na gusto niya sa bardagulan, siya lagi yung last say. So, ang strategy niya is to annoy the other person Tapos yung kukulitin-kulitin ba niya talaga na, mali ka sa grammar, mali ka sa, ay siya, bad yung, grabe, bad rin yung ano nito super, super bad yung sentence construction nito ni Edwin Hamora. As in, yun talaga, it will really change the meaning of the sentence altogether dahil mali yung mga ano niya, mga paggamit niya ng mga phrases, preposition, modifiers, etc. Ganon. Tried and tested yan.
Nitpicking
So,
na yan eh.
Oo. So ngayon, ang ginagawa niya sa iba, magni-nitpick siya sa mga grammar in order to make himself appear na na mas magaling siya, mas articulate siya, kineme. And then sometimes, pag tatamaan siya ng lucid interval niya at hindi siya troll mode, ganon, at gagamitin niya talaga yung utak niya, he can actually create really good posts and he can actually parang yung create a really good position on certain issues pag trip niya. Pero mas trip niya kasi na manalo sa bardagulan. So pagdating sa bardagulan, ang strategy lang niya is mang-anoy na kunwari, magaling siyang mang-spot ng logical fallacies and things like that, ganun. Kahit wala naman, kahit naman walang sense talaga yung dadaanin kanya sa endurance sa yung parang napapatulan ko pa ba tong kabobohan na to, ganyan. Gagawin niya, magiging sobrang low siya. Kasi sa sobrang low na yon, alam niya na matatire ka, hindi mo napapatulan.
Pag hindi mo pinatulan, default siya. Default
So pag hindi mo pinatulan, default winner siya. Ganun, that's how he takes it. Ganun. Ayun. Anyway. Bagay sila ni Kayo magdebate. Yes, in short. Ayan. So ngayon, since napag-usapan siya ngayon, may content na naman sila bukas. Huwag kayong mag-alala, araw-araw nating pag-uusapan yung case na sinettle mo sa San Francisco, California, tungkol kay Hassam Kana. 'Di ba? Araw-araw natin pag-uusapan 'yan. 'Di ba? Bakit mo pinadakma ang notch mo? 'Di ba? Bakit mo naman siya tinatangkang dakmain by touching the leg and hand on more than one occasion of Hassam Kana? 'Di ba? Bakit mo naman ginagawa 'yan? Bex, hindi ka nagpapaalam. 'Di ba? Ayun. Ganun. Ganun na lang ang buhay. Araw-araw kang nababalasubas di araw-araw natin pag-uusapan 'yan. Ano nangyari sa settlement niya? 'Di ba? Ano nangyari sa settlement niya? Ba't mo sinettle, Bex? Kung hindi totoo yung mga allegations ni Hassam Kana, ba't ka nagpa-settle? Ayun. Kasi nga, in the Philippines, it's normal. Correct? Ayan.
Oh!
Ayun.
Hello.
'Di ba? Ayan lang. Hindi kaya matanggap na normal sa Pilipinas ang mangdakma. But for Hamora, in the Philippines, it's normal. Ayun. So, ganun tayo. Okay. Ngayon, I challenge you, any of you. Meron kayong issue na gusto nyong erase, then we address it point by point. In live session, let's go. Pag-usapan natin. Point by point. Pag-usapan natin. Kung kaya nyo. Kasi hindi nyo naman kaya. Kasi sinugod ko na dati yan sa live si Edwin Hamora. Ayaw naman niya makipag-usap. Kasi nga, mabubuking, natatanga-tanga siya. Mabubuking na hindi niya talaga kayang mag-isip. Ayun, actually, I really think si Timbog, si Hamora yun eh. Ayun. Baka member si Boy Dakma sa association ng 150 ng Pinas. Kaya Norman lang mandak. Ayun. Yun lang. And also, we can talk about all the solicitation that you did, diba? In your social media platform and how you liquidated those because you collected a lot of money from your viewers. You were actively soliciting in social media since 2012. So is Maharlika. So as the other members of your team. What did you do to the money? Explain. Diba? Explain. So those are the things that we should do, that we should settle once and for all. So since dami-dami nyo satsat, isettle din natin yan. Diba? Isettle din natin yan. So, ganun lang kasimple ang buhay. Gusto nila dalawa lang magkulit, yung dito at dun sa kabila, pero same purpose lang dapat para mag-proceed ito at ma-reach ang required numbers. Miss Joey, comment po kayo dun sa pambabalahura nila kay Doc Badoy. Well, what can you say about that? Diba? Binastos nila si Doc Badoy ng bongga-bongga.
I stayed publicly silent about that. Nung nakita ko yung clip na yun, sumabog ako. I can't tolerate that. Kasi, she was being respectful. If you watch the clip, yung ginawa ni Truthstream. For some reason, hate na hate nila yung Truthstream. I don't know why. Pero, when I saw that clip, it was just a cordial, respectful admonition. Tapos nagwala yung mag-ina.
Oo. Wala namang alam kasi yung mag-ina na yun eh. Parang hindi nila kilala si Doc Lorraine. Di ba yung, if you watch the clip, parang hindi nila kilala si Doc Lorraine. Kaya parang gano'n sila kahar. Ang nakakalungkot doon, di man lang, andun rin si Attorney Harry. Di man lang sinaway yung mga, there's no need for that, or ganyan. Sana makita namin masugod mo si Canor sa live niya para magkaalaman. I choose violence, go Miss Joey. Binlock po niya ako sa lahat ng kanyang social media platform. So, susugurin ko siya, hindi ko siya masusugod bilang Joie de Vive. Yun sana mas maganda. Diba?
Surprise.
Susugurin siya as Joie de Vive. Diba? As Joie de Vive every other day. Kaso binlock niya na ako sa lahat ng social media platform niya. Ayun.
Miss
So, the
Joey,
matapang is not really matapang. Ayun.
Miss Joey, I'm just thinking, no. Ano po yung may ballpark figure of number of signatories?
Ngayon,
Ballpark ninyo yung target para pag na-reach na yung target, kaya na sa bigyan na yung petition to the. Do you have a ballpark figure?
Of the number of signatures that we want to reach?
Opo, yeah.
We want to reach 1 million. Pero
Yeah.
sa totoo lang, sa takbo ng signature campaign, mukhang mahirap. Kasi nga, marami pang hindi nakakaalam, marami pang ganyan-ganyan. In
Okay.
fact, since we started, sa ngayon, sa estimate namin, parang konti pa lang yung signature parang wala pa sa 10,000. Ganon, konti pa siya. So we really have to work hard. Kaya nga dapat dito, everyone should participate na yung lahat ng, you do not have to wait for people to go to your places. Pero we're very positive kasi hindi pa naman namin na-account yung iba na nagko-conduct ng mga signature campaign sa kanya-kanyang lugar. For example, yung sa Cebu, hindi pa namin hindi pa namin nabibilang in entirety kung ano yun, ganun. So, mahirap siya. Pero kung gagawin natin lahat ng mga DDS would really reach out to their friends and family and join the campaign, ganyan. Hindi yan imposible. Ganun. So, hindi pa namin, ngayon kasi hindi namin masabi talaga Pero yung on-hand na signature, I think around ganun, little less than 10,000 pa lang. Wala pa yung magpapadala, wala pa yung galing abroad, wala pa yung galing sa mga probinsya, wala pa yung galing dito sa NCR, yung ginagawa na signature caravan, hindi pa natin na-add yun. Ayun.
Do you think maapektuhan tong signature campaigns dahil sa mga saboteurs ng iba kabilang?
Siguro may impact, pero hindi naman siguro enough para patayin yung spirit ng mga Duterte supporters to really do something.
Yeah.
Ganun. Ayun. Joey sila Kuya Park, nandun sila sa Bataan for signature at hinaras sila, sabi ni Albert. Totoo yan. Ganun. Totoo yan. Physical kasi, kaya mahirap talaga, sabi ni Jacob. Correct. Ayan. But organic. Correct. Ang maganda naman doon, whatever figure that we're going to come up with, it is authentic support. Okay? It is authentic support. It is real. It is, it run on zero political funding. It run on pure love for PRRD. That is something that we can be proud of. Ganon. Ayun. Tapos ay meron palang mga etchos na, ang tawag dito, bakit may nagpirmang minor, merong ganyan-ganyan, yung bakit bakit kasala may nagpirmang minor, ganyan-ganyan. Pagka kasi kasama yung magulang, pinapayagan na namin yan. Kasama naman yung magulang gustong pumirma ng minor, tapos kasama niya yung magulang niya. I-deprive mo pa ba yung bata para mag-signify ng support niya kay PRRD? Diba? Hindi naman illegal yun, hindi naman bawal yun, kasi kasama naman yung parent niya. Ganun. Ayun. Di naman yan, wala naman talagang yan. Wala. Of course, as a general rule, we prefer na 18 years old na yung pipirma. Pero kung kunwari, bata, kasama yung parent niya, and they want to participate, i-deprive mo pa ba yung bata na mag-participate? Diba? Kasama naman yung parent niya. Ayun. Miss Joey, next time, invite nyo ulit si Attorney Guanzon sa live nyo, like pag-invite ng Banateros and with Direct Daryl. Ayun. Ask ko si, Attorney G. Ask ko siya. Ayun, na mag-join. Yes, totoo. Ang lakas ng paninira ni Canor sa live niya. Napanood ko yon. Ang dami niyang appeal to emotion sa mga OFWs na kesyo mapapasama daw sila sa signature campaign. Actually, ang napasama yung solicitation niya. Yun yung napasama. Kasi, for this one, It doesn't ask for any donation. It doesn't ask for money. There is no funding, but it is running. Eh si Maharlika, lahat ng activity niya, nagsusolicit siya. Wala namang activity yan si Maharlika na libre eh. Lahat ng activity niya naniningil siya. Ayun. Hi, Old School Pinoy. Hello, hello. Ma'am, red flag na sa akin si Kong Meow Meow. Nakita mo yung post ni Montulfo na pinuri siya, tapos shared pa niya. Then, may post din siya, pinuri yung walk na animal group dito sa Davao na trend. Well, sabi ko nga sa inyo, pagdating kay Kong Barsaga, if he is helping the cause, then he's good to that extent, di ba? So, we continue to observe Congressman Barsaga. Mismo, gapang yung proseso, pero legit from roots talaga yung mga susuporta dyan at organic para mapalabas si P-Dudes. Correct. Yung ang pinuntahan ko sa Astro Park kanina sa Pampanga. Grabe yun. Sobrang grabe yun, Daniel. Kasi, talaga sila, no? They don't belong to any group. They don't belong to, wala silang organization, talagang, mahal naman lang talaga nila si PRRD at naniniwala sila na hindi tama yung ginawa kay PRRD. So, there are two of them. Magkakilala sila, magkaibigan sila, pareha silang taga Pampanga. Nag-set up sila tumatambay sila dun sa Astro Park every weekend. Pagkatapos, nag-announce sila na kung gusto niyo mag-join, nandito kami ng bahala, nag-print na kami ng signature sheet, nag-print na kami ng letter, so lahat na nagpipirma, binibigyan nila nung letter, lahat ng gustong maki-join, ine-entertain nila lahat ng question, ine-explain nila, and things like that, ganun. And it's pure love. They're not asking, of course, no, sabi ko nga, pagka merong nagjo-join dito sa Tay Kami Naman at nanghihingi ng pera, i-call out nyo. Diba?
Yeah.
Call out nyo.
I was never asked money, wala.
Ayun.
Oh.
Ayun. Anyway.
Pwede mo rin sigurong i-ask sila commentong about dito sa signature. Yes, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it.
Ayun. Anong warning about Guanzon ni Attorney Topacio? Hindi ko alam. Meron ba?
I can shed light on that.
Sige nga.
Okay. So when this whole issue exploded nung yung Rockwell issue, parang yung message ni Attorney Topacio, from what I understand, is that hindi he was more aggressive. Yung iba medyo na reserve. Pero yung iba unite, Pero yung messaging niya, it stood out to me kasi sinabi niya parang nandito lang si Attorney Guanzon because she has nowhere to go. Tsaka her loose cannon daw, and he did not like what she did to Duterte Youth Party List. Kasi sobra talaga yung diba, bardagulan nila. Ni Chairman Cardema at ni Attorney Guanzon. So yung iba naman nagsalita, well, she may be yun yung sinabi ko, she may be a loose cannon, but she's our loose cannon. Sabi ko, we have to learn to take our own side because we will either hang together or hang separate. Siyempre, we continue to watch. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na problema ng isa, problema na ng lahat. Pero there has to be a spirit of unity. Pero yun yung kasi yung away ni Attorney Topacio ni Attorney Guanzon, matagal na yun, right? It's been going on for a while. Lalo na Attorney Topacio really helped Duterte Youth Party List to secure a seat, I think 1 or 2 seats doon sa Congress. So, may history. Siyempre, we cannot invalidate yung concern ni Attorney Topacio. He's with us, PDP yan. He's with us. Kaso lang, wala. Yung emotions are high. Kaso lang, my humble message was, she may be our loose cannon, but she's ours and we need to hang together. Ganun na lang, Kung pwede i-set aside to the extent it's possible yung mga yan dati, yun. Pero that's his problem. Is yung tingin po niya ni Attorney Topacio is si Attorney Guanzon is a loose cannon and nandito lang siya sa atin sa DDS kasi wala na siyang mapapuntahan. Yun lang yung view. What is your view?
Well, ganito naman kasi talaga. If you want to win any election at wala kang pera, you really have to get to the good side of the Duterte supporters. Yan naman talaga ang formula. If you really want to win a national election tapos wala kang budget, you really need to get to the good side of the Duterte supporters. Okay. But the Duterte supporters are not stupid. Okay? Ako, syempre si Attorney Guanzon, nirerespeto siya ngayon ng mga ng mga Duterte supporters. Kasi nga, nakikita yung kanyang consistency, yung kanyang, 'di ba, yung mga stand niya on issues, ganyan-ganyan, at nakaka-add yun ng value doon sa, ah, mga messages natin. Kasi nagtutugma 'di ba? Nagtutugma
May common
yung reasoning ni Attorney Guanzon, nagtutugma doon sa mga reasonings natin. Yes, Daniel, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say na we have a common enemy. Yun lang. We have a common enemy.
Oo. Oo. Gano'n. So ngayon, ang tawag dito, she is actually one inconsistency away from being dropped by the Duterte supporters. Look at what happened to Regal Oliva. 'Di ba? Look at what happened to Regal Oliva. Nung bigla siyang naging inconsistent doon sa kanyang statement tungkol sa ICC, sa hearing ng PRRD, 'di ba? Kasi very, very different 'yun doon sa sinabi niya sa podcast ni Mayor Baste. Pagkatapos, yung content niya on the ICC. 'Di ba? Look at what happened to her. Oh, she lost the DDS base. DDS supporter base dahil sa inconsistency na yon. So I think si Attorney Guanzon, ganun rin naman siya. She is one inconsistency away para ma-turn off yung mga Duterte supporters sa kanya. Kaso nga lang ngayon, nakikita ng mga Duterte supporter na nakaka-add siya ng value to whatever we are doing. Kasi nga, aligned yung mga sinasabi niya doon sa mga paniniwala natin. 'Di ba? Ayun.
And si Attorney Guanzon, marami siyang sinakripisyo to go after her own side, 'di ba? Sila Risa and Bayan. And yan na yung mga baho na nangyari ng mga dilaw that time, Corona impeachment. And she's drawing parallels. Nangyari yun sa impeachment ni VP, diba? So that is a confirmation of what we all know as open secret for a long time, na yung impeachment process talagang politically motivated. Actually, I want to dovetail what you said, Miss Joey, earlier, na, di ba, yung yellow pinks before, pag nag-punch sila, yung BBM, sabay, di ba? There was a backup. Ayun, may time. Actually, meron din mga breakaways, konti lang, pero hindi, it goes to show na hindi na synchronize sila ngayon. For example, ito
Exactly. Oo.
Ilang days na, yung ombudsman, ilang days mag-press con. If it's happening, based on the reports. Kasi itong si Congressman Igay Irice, binasa niya yung trip. Sinabi niya na itong impeachment yung intention is Marcos Romualdez para ibagsak si Inday using public funds for the impeachment. Parang may interview siya recently about that. Si Igay Irice is minority siya, Liberal Party. And binunyag niya yun. So, I agree with you na sila nag-synchronize ngayon. Wala nang script. Wala nang plan. No plan to anymore. Synchronize dati sila
tingin ko yung impeachment kay Inday, initiative lang ng Yellow Pink. Tapos parang hindi all kumbaga parang sariling lakad nila. Kasi parang, what took buying so long? Bakit bukas pa lang siya, 'di ba? Bakit bukas pa lang siya magsasalita? Ayun.